British rule, socio-economic changes, and the freedom movement. The beginning of the British rule brought about many changes in Karnataka. The districts of Dharwad, Gadag, Haveri, Bijapur, Bagalkot and Belgaum, taken from the Peshwa, were merged into the Bombay Presidency in 1818. The Kannada district, which is now the districts of Uttar Kannada, Dakshina Kannada and Udupi, and Bellary, which was taken from Tipu, were added on to the Madras Presidency. In 1862, the Kannada district was divided into two, while North Karnataka, that is Uttara Kannada, was tagged on to Bombay Presidency. South Kannada remained in Madras Presidency. Mysore was retained as a separate principality. The prince of the Wadayar dynasty, Krishnaraja III, became the ruler in 1799. Mysore was the nucleus of Karnataka, and it nurtured Kannada culture and encouraged Kannada literature and scholarship. Purnaya was made the chief administrator, that is a diwan, during the minority of Krishnaraja III, and later in 1810, Krishnaraja himself assumed administration. But the Nagar uprising of 1831 resulted in the East India Company, and Mysore came to be ruled by the British commissioners for 50 years. The prince, who was a great scholar and lover of literature, spent the rest of his life in literary and artistic pursuits. The Mysore court became a major center of Renaissance in Karnataka. He founded the Raja School for teaching English in 1833, which became the nucleus of Maharaja's High School, and later was upgraded as Maharaja's College in 1879. He also started a lithographic press called Ambavilasa in 1841, and started printing books in Kannada. Commissioners regime. Commissioners ruled Mysore between 1831 and 1881, namely Mark Cubbon and Lewin Boring. They made Mysore a modern state by organizing the administration on European lines and bringing it on par with other districts in the British presidencies. The anti-British uprisings. There were anti-British violent uprisings between 1800 and 1858. The earliest of these was of Dhondia Wagh, who after the fall of Tipu unfurled the flag of revolt against the British in 1800 from the Bidanur Shikaripur region. His revolt spread from Jamalabad to Sode in coastal districts and above the Ghats up to Belgaum and Raichur districts. He was killed at Konegal in September 1800, and his colleague Krishnappa Nayak of Belur was killed in February of 1802. The Vellore or the Tamil Nadu uprising of 1806 is to be recorded in the annals of Karnataka because the rebels invited Fateh Haidar, who was the son of the deceased Tipu Sultan, to assume the leadership which he had refused. Eventually it was quelled within no time by the British. The Koppal rebellion led by one Veerappa in 1819 was also suppressed. The year 1820 saw the Deshmukh rebellion near Bidar. A strong revolt was witnessed at Sindagi in Bijapur district in 1824. The revolt of Kittur Chennamma in 1824 and of Sangolli Rayana of the same kingdom in 1829, followed by the Nagar uprising of 1830, accompanied by similar agrarian revolts in the Kannada district in 1831. There was an uprising in Kodagu during 1835, popularly known as Kalyanappa Katakai, so named because its leader was Kalyana Swami, also called Swami Aparampara. He projected himself as the relative of the Kodagu royal family, which is also strong in Dakshina Kannada. Narasappa Petkar, the official of the Peshwas, organized a revolt against the British in 1840, which was popularly known as the Badami Revolt. Karnataka responded to the 1857 uprisings positively. In November of 1857, the Halagali Bedas revolted against the Arms Act, and they were ruthlessly suppressed by the British Army in November, and several people died. During the struggle, more than 300 people were arrested and 32 people were hanged in December at Mudhol and Halagali. The uprising of Nagar in 1830 resulted in the founding of Mysore Representative Assembly in 1881. The British learned to respond to the grievances of the people quickly. Local self-governing bodies were founded in towns during 1850s and 1860s. People also learned that without proper organization, it is not possible to free the country from the British. The British also felt the need to improve the means of transport and communication to enable them to meet the situations of breach of peace. Fight for freedom. The freedom movement and the demand for unification of Karnataka became very strong in Karnataka after 1920. The freedom movement influenced literature, journalism, arts, industries, and even society. It sponsored with great zeal the program of eradication of untouchability and emancipation of women. The Veerashaiva Mahasabha of 1904, the Okkaligara Sangha of 1906, and other such organizations helped to spread the education and the creation of a consciousness of their rights among the backward classes. The impact of Bala Gangadhar Tilak and his journal Kesari on Karnataka was great. The Bombay State Political Conferences were held at Dharwad in 1903, Belgaum in 1916, and Bijapur in 1918 in North Karnataka area, which were then under the Bombay Presidency. There was picketing of liquor shops in Belgaum in 1907 during the Swadeshi movement, following the Vanga Bhanga or partition of Bengal, and 15 people were imprisoned. National schools were founded at Belgaum, Dharwad, Hubli, and Bijapur. Theosophists earlier had founded the National High School at Bangalore in 1970.